Hey dudes, join us on a spine-tingling journey as we unravel the mysterious and the morbid world of bizarre deaths. From jockeys winning races in the afterlife to fatal encounters with tortoises and literally dancing till you die. Each of these stories dives into shocking and inexplicable circumstances surrounding these untimely demises. Brace yourself for tales that defy logic and challenge our understanding of morality. Tune in to today's episode, Twisted Fates and Bizarre Deaths, and prepare to be captivated by the most peculiar, haunting stories of lives cut short in the most extraordinary ways. Welcome to the Weird and Wicked podcast. I'm Rachel, and I have a huge passion for the mysterious and the unknown. On this podcast, I'll explore killer cases and the most puzzling phenomena. Come with me down the rabbit hole where we'll take a magnifying glass to the most bizarre, unnerving, and unbelievable stories. From true crime and conspiracy theories to ghosts and cryptids, we'll cover it all. Don't forget to check out the case submission form on the website, and of course, follow the podcast on your social media platform of choice and subscribe on YouTube. So today you may have noticed that I am alone. Usually Kristen is here with me, but as of today, she'll be taking a short break from hosting. And by the way, if you're new here or just want to skip to the main part of the episode, feel free to skip ahead. If you're on YouTube, I'll put the timestamp on the screen. But pretty much Kristen is going through some really big life changes right now that are taking up a lot of her time and a lot of her energy. And although she won't be here for the next few episodes, she is still doing as much as she can behind the scenes, which actually leads me to some more news. So I'm sure you guys can imagine how much actually goes into making a podcast, like researching, writing, filming, editing, creating the podcast, doing social, trying to get our name out there and whatnot. And up until more recently, we've been splitting all of these responsibilities. So it's been a lot easier with her. But obviously, since Kristen is going to be a lot less active, most of that work is going to be for me to complete. With this said, we've kind of come to the decision that we're going to keep the show going, but we're going to cut it back to just posting every other week instead of weekly. This should help alleviate some of that stress and just overall time it takes to produce a podcast, because I'm sure y'all understand it's a lot of work. But I'll be honest and say that I really didn't want to do this, but I think it will be the best for the two of us. It'll be the best for the show, like quality wise and content wise all around. This will give us more time to create just better content for you, and also hopefully get to creating some more backlog so that eventually we can go back to weekly uploads. So I guess with all that said, I just hope that you guys understand, and I hope that you continue enjoying all the content that we do publish. And I also just wanted to say that all of my love and all of my support does go out to Kristen right now while she's on this hiatus. And I hope that we'll be back in full force as soon as possible for you guys. We really do enjoy doing this so much, and we have big plans for the future of this show. So from both of us, we really do appreciate all of the support we get, big or small. Okay, so I will stop rambling and let's just get into the episode. Also, I'm in a new setup. As you can see, I tried to switch it up a bit, play around with, the camera lighting backdrop. So we're going to see how this goes. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be also reading off my iPad. So let me know. Okay, so first we will be getting into the death of Aeschylus. Ancient Greek playwright Aeschylus was killed when an eagle dropped a tortoise on his head, mistaking his bald head for a rock. So I guess they're like dropping tortoises on rocks so they break. Interesting. This poor guy, I swear to God. The death of Aeschylus, an ancient Greek playwright, was a legendary and often retold story. According to the accounts, Aeschylus met his unusual demise when he was in Sicily around 455 BC. The exact circumstances of the incident may vary in different versions of the story, but the general narrative remains the same across multiple sources. So, as the tale goes, Aeschylus was spending time outdoors in a grove, likely enjoying the pleasant weather or contemplating his work. Baldness was quite common among elderly men in ancient Greek, and Aeschylus had a distinctive bald head. I don't know what that means. To me, a bald head is a bald head, but his was distinctive. So it's said that an eagle, mistaking Aeschylus's head for a rock suitable for cracking open its prey, snatched a tortoise and dropped it from above, aiming for what it believed was a solid surface. Tragically, the tortoise struck Aeschylus with great force, resulting in a fatal injury. The weight and impact of the falling tortoise, the bean, otherwise known as Aries, literally has the sumies right now, so we'll just have to ignore that or edit that out. So where was I? So the weight and the impact of the falling tortoise caused his death. The incident has been interpreted as a cruel twist of fate, highlighting the unpredictability of life and the potential dangers that can arise from even the most unusual circumstances. So ancient writers such as Roman author Valerius Maximus mentioned this story in their works, which contributed to the legend of Aeschylus's death. While the details may have been embellished over time, which often does happen, the story has endured as a captivating and bizarre account of a renowned playwright's tragic end. This one's really sad. Like, you're just enjoying your day and a tortoise falls on your head. So the next one that we're going to be talking about is the Iron Mask. You may have heard of this one. I feel like I have. Even when I was doing research, I was like, this sounds vaguely familiar. In the 17th century, a mysterious man known as the Man in the Iron Mask died after spending several decades in captivity. His true identity and cause of death remain unknown. The story of the Man in the Iron Mask is a historical enigma that has fascinated people for centuries. The details surrounding this individual's life, imprisonment, and death are shrouded in mystery, and his true identity has never been definitively confirmed. The Man in the Iron Mask was an unidentified prisoner who was held captive in various French prisons during the late 17th and early 18th centuries, most notably in the Bastille prison in Paris. He was named as such due to the iron mask that was worn to conceal his face and prevent others from recognizing him. The circumstances of his imprisonment and the reasons for his masked identity have been the subject of numerous speculations and theories. Some have suggested that he was a high-ranking noble or a political prisoner who posed a threat to the French monarchy. Others have proposed that he may have been a twin brother of King Louis XVI or an illegitimate son of a prominent figure, which I could see definitely being a problem back in those days. Definitely don't want any nefarious acts happening when you are a prominent figure or no less the king. But still, this is kind of messed up. As for his death, the exact details are not well documented and the true cause remains unknown. It is believed that he died in 1703 after spending several decades in captivity. Some accounts suggest that he may have died due to natural causes or from the harsh conditions of his imprisonment. Others speculate that he was secretly assassinated to ensure that his true identity would never be revealed. Does that make sense? If he's dead, what, they just bury him and that's that? Like no one tries to, I guess because he's a prisoner. Despite numerous theories and fictional adaptations of this story, the true identity and fate of the Man in the Iron Mask continue to elude historians. The mystery surrounding his life and death have fueled speculation and captivated the imaginations of many, making him one of history's enduring enigmas. Why do I remember there being like a movie with someone in an iron mask? Drop it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, or maybe I'm just making shit up, but I vaguely remember that. So, moving on to the next one. This one is so weird to me. I've definitely heard of this one before. I'm sure you have too, because I feel like I've learned about it in school. But it's a weird one. I kind of like it though. Is that fucked up? Maybe. In 1518, a strange phenomenon known as the dancing plague occurred in Strasbourg, where hundreds of people danced uncontrollably until exhaustion and even death. The Dancing Plague of 1518 was a bizarre and unexplained event that took place in the city of Strasbourg, like I mentioned, which was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. It involved a large number of people who experienced a compulsion to dance, often without rest or respite, for days or even weeks on end. The outbreak began in July 1518 when a woman named Frau Troffea started dancing fervently in the streets of Strasbourg. Over time, others joined her, and the numbers swelled to include hundreds of people. Witnesses described the dancers as being in like a trance-like state, seemingly unable to control their movements. I love dancing. You catch me at a wedding, I'm on the dance floor, but this sounds horrible. The afflicted individuals danced relentlessly, with many experiencing exhaustion, dehydration, and physical injury. That's a good point. I didn't think of like injuring yourself because you're like nonstop dancing, but I could definitely see that happening. Some reports even claim that several individuals danced until they died from exhaustion or heart attacks. That's horrible. The situation became so severe that the local authorities became involved, trying to understand and contain the phenomenon. Various theories have been proposed to explain the dancing plague, but none provided a definitive answer. Some suggested explanations include mass hysteria, religious fever, stress induced psychosis, ergot poisoning, which is a fungal infection in grain that caused hallucinations, or cultural and social factors. The ergot poisoning. Okay, yeah, maybe you could like hallucinate some weird stuff, but is that going to make you dance? Just a question. However, no single cause has been confirmed, and it remains an unsolved historical mystery. The Dancing Plague of 1518 stands as a unique and puzzling event, demonstrating the potential for collective psychogenic illnesses and the extraordinary power of social influence on human behavior. While the specific circumstances and reasons behind the outbreak remain uncertain, it serves as a reminder of the complexity and unpredictability of human psychology and the mysteries that history sometimes presents. This is why I find this one really interesting, because obviously it had to have been a psychological problem. I don't know if it would really be the poisoning, social factors, cultural or social factors, religious fever. I could see the mass hysteria for sure, or like a stress induced psychosis, but it's crazy that there were so many people. Like it was saying hundreds of people were like joining in on the dancing. I didn't look into how many actually were reported died, but that'd be interesting to find out because that's just wild. It's a really weird one. Okay, so moving right along. Here's another one you probably have heard about, the Houdini incident. So, famous magician Harry Houdini died after being punched in the stomach, which ruptured his appendix. It is said that he didn't seek medical attention in time because he was practicing his act. Sounds like him. Not that I know him, but it sounds like him. The death of Harry Houdini, the renowned magician and escape artist, is a fascinating and tragic event that occurred on, coincidentally, October 31st, 1926, Halloween. Houdini's demise was linked to an incident that took place several days earlier. On October 22nd, 1926, Houdini was in Montreal, Canada, performing his show. According to the popular account, a student named Jocelyn Gordon Whitehead visited Houdini backstage and asked if it was true that the magician could withstand any blow to the abdomen. Allegedly, Houdini had a practice for inviting people to punch him in the stomach to showcase his physical resilience. Without giving Houdini time to prepare, and I'm thinking time to prepare as in, like, when you flex and it doesn't hurt as much. I don't think he had time to do that. So obviously it's going to be a hit. Without giving Houdini time to prepare, Whitehead delivered several powerful blows to Houdini's abdomen. It is believed that the unexpected assault caused severe damage, including a ruptured appendix. However, the exact sequence of events and the role of the punches in Houdini's subsequent illness and death are still debated among historians and medical experts. I could see that because if your appendix is going to rupture, it's going to rupture. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a medical professional, but that shit happens. Like, it just ruptures and then you have to get it removed, or sometimes people die from it and they get sepsis from it leaking or whatever. So I guess I could see how the punches made it worse if maybe he already had an appendicitis. But I don't know if it necessarily caused it, I guess. But yeah, I guess a lot of historians and medical experts still debate that. Following the incident, Houdini continued with his performances for a few more days, despite experiencing increasing pain and discomfort. Well, I go downstairs and one of the cats shit all over our bed. So that was fun. I'm sweating now. Come here. Good boy. He's so sweet. You want to be on the podcast? Where were we? I apologize if this is different. It might be a different setup now, and my hair is messed up. But we're rolling with it. Oh, the baby. I gotta get you in a shot. Yeah. Say hi. Good boy. Following the incident, Houdini continued with his performances for a few more days, despite experiencing increasing pain and discomfort. Eventually, he sought medical attention, and on October 24th, he was diagnosed with acute appendicitis. Despite undergoing surgery to remove his appendix, the infection had already spread, resulting in peritonitis, and inflammation of the abdominal cavity. Doesn't sound great. On October 31st, 1926, at the age of 52, Harry Houdini passed away in a Detroit hospital due to complications related to the peritonitis. And I might be pronouncing that wrong. Who knows? You can correct me in the comments. His death left an enduring legacy and a sense of mystery surrounding the circumstances that led to his untimely demise. While it is widely believed that the punches delivered by Whitehead contributed to Houdini's condition, it is important to note that other factors such as pre-existing illnesses or delayed diagnosis may have also played a role. Regardless, Houdini's death serves as a reminder of the potential consequences of untreated medical conditions and the significance of seeking timely medical attention, even for renowned figures like the great magician himself. So that one's a pretty well-known story, the Harry Houdini. That sucks because he was fairly young. I mean, I guess that was kind of older for that time period, but you wouldn't think that would take him out, at least. All right, moving on to raining animals. The phenomenon of raining animals is indeed a peculiar occurrence that has been reported in various parts of the world throughout history. These events involve the sudden and unexpected precipitation of living creatures, While it may sound fantastical, there have been numerous documented cases of this strange phenomenon. The exact mechanisms behind raining animals are not fully understood yet, and scientists continue to investigate the possible explanations. There are a few theories that attempt to shed light on these events, though. First one is waterspouts and tornadoes. One theory suggests that waterspouts or tornadoes passing over bodies of water could suck up small animals like fish or frogs and transport them over long distances before releasing them as the vortex weakens or dissipates. This would result in the animals appearing to rain from the sky. Interesting. Yeah, I could believe that. That's crazy. Tornadoes, powerful. Waterspouts, they're smaller, but I could see it happening. Number two, updrafts and wind currents. Another possibility is that strong updrafts or wind currents associated with powerful storms or atmospheric disturbances could lift lightweight creatures from the ground or bodies of water and carry them over vast distances before depositing them elsewhere. I don't know. A worm? They're like in the ground. Okay. Number three, transport by birds. Some researchers propose that birds, such as a waterfowl or swallows, may inadvertently carry small animals in their beaks or claws while flying at high altitudes. Subsequently, these animals could be dropped during flight, resembling a rain of animals. That many, though? I don't know. I don't know if I'm on board for that one. I'm imagining like raining insects or raining fish as like multiple, not like one or two, but maybe, I guess. That would be weird. While raining animals is a fascinating and mysterious phenomenon, it is worth noting that the reported incidents typically involve small creatures and not larger animals. Therefore, the risk of human fatalities or serious injuries due to falling animals is extremely low. The vast majority of raining animal incidences are harmless and simply serve as intriguing and natural curiosities. However, in rare cases, falling animals could potentially cause minor injuries if they strike individuals or objects with sufficient force. Overall, the phenomenon of raining animals remains a captivating and enigmatic aspect of nature, offering a glimpse into the extraordinary and unpredictable events that can occur in our world. It continues to spark scientific curiosity and serves as a reminder of the diverse and sometimes bizarre wonders that nature has in store for us. Yeah, that's a weird one for me. I'd like to see it happening, that's for sure. The next strange or bizarre death is called the ketchup catastrophe. The incident known as the ketchup catastrophe is a tragic and unusual case that occurred in 2000. It involved a man who died while attempting to unclog a ketchup bottle by applying force to it. The impact caused such a release of ketchup, which ended up obstructing his airway and ultimately leading to asphyxiation. The precise details of the cause may vary, as specific information regarding individual incidents can be limited. However, the general concept is that the individual's forceful action likely had a hard strike. Likely, a hard strike or vigorous shake of the bottle created a buildup of pressure inside. When the clog dislodged, the ketchup was expelled with significant force directly into the man's throat. Choking accidents can occur when foreign objects obstruct the airway, impeding the flow of air and leading to the asphyxiation. In this case, the forceful ejection of the ketchup caused an unexpected blockage, preventing the man from breathing properly. Incidents like the ketchup catastrophe are extremely rare and highly unusual. Most commercially available food packaging is designed to minimize the risk of such accidents. However, accidents still happen, especially if individuals employ unconventional or forceful methods to handle or open containers. Overall, the ketchup catastrophe highlights the importance of being aware of potential hazards even in seemingly mundane situations and exercising caution to ensure personal safety. This one sucks. Choking on ketchup. I mean, like, no one was with him. He was just alone when this happened, I'm assuming, but you would think if someone was there, they'd be able to help him. But I guess if you're alone and that happens and you're panicking and all of that, it must have been really sad. So, moving on to the exploding whale. We got exploding ketchup, and now we've got exploding whales. The incident known as the exploding whale took place in November 1970 in Florence, Oregon, USA. It involved a dead sperm whale that had washed ashore on beach. Local authorities faced the challenge of disposing of the massive carcass, which posed health risks due to its size and decomposition. Oh, I couldn't imagine that. In an attempt to remove the whale quickly, officials decided to use dynamite to blast it into smaller, more manageable pieces that could be carried away or left to be consumed by scavengers. The idea was to let the force of the explosion scatter the remains, allowing them to be carried out to sea by the tides. However, things did not go as planned. When the dynamite was detonated, the force of the explosion sent larger chunks of blubber flying through the air, some of which landed on nearby vehicles and caused significant damage. The flying debris also posed a serious risk to onlookers and spectators who had gathered to witness the event. The incident gained widespread attention when it was captured on film by local news crew, and the footage subsequently circulated in the media. The video showed the unexpected and chaotic aftermath of the explosion, with people running for cover and vehicles being struck by pieces of blubber. Fortunately, there were no reports of fatalities resulting from the incident. However, a parked car was damaged beyond repair, and some individuals suffered minor injuries from being struck by the flying debris. Could you imagine getting hit with whale blubber? Jesus Christ. I'm surprised no one died. The exploding whale incident serves as a cautionary tale about the unpredictable nature of explosive forces and the importance of careful planning and risk assessment in such situations. It's a reminder that even well intentioned actions can have unintended and potentially dangerous consequences. Since the incident, authorities and experts have adopted more controlled and safer methods for the disposal of beached whales, such as burial or disassembling the carcass on site. The exploding whale remains an infamous and remarkable event in history, reminding us of the unexpected outcomes that can arise from unconventional approaches to problem solving. Love to know what they were thinking when they chose to explode a beached whale. I don't know. What did they think was going to happen? And I can't believe that it ruined an entire car. That's wild. All right, so we have 3 more to go through. This next one is about a chess game. The story of the never-ending chess match between Stanislaw Ginsburg and Count von Koslansky is a fascinating tale from the 19th century. The two men were renowned chess players who became engrossed in a marathon game that lasted for over 20 years. That's insane. That's insane. The exact details and circumstances surrounding the chess match vary in different accounts, and some aspects of the story may have been embellished or exaggerated over time, which I'm sure is probably the case with a lot of these. Someone tells a story, the next person passes it along and makes it a little bit more interesting. Nevertheless, the overarching theme remains that Ginsburg and Koslahansky, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, were both highly skilled players who were evenly matched, resulting in a game that seemed to have no end in sight. As the years passed, the chess match became a subject of intrigue and curiosity among chess enthusiasts and the public. It captured the imagination and generated considerable interest, with people eagerly following updates on the progress of the game. Tragically, neither player lived to see the conclusion of the match. It is said that both Ginsburg and Klahansky passed away without a winner being declared. The circumstances surrounding their deaths and whether the chess match directly contributed to their demise are not clearly documented. I highly doubt that the chess game killed them, but who knows? I'm sure weirder shit has happened. The story of the never ending chess match serves as a reminder of the profound impact that games and intellectual pursuits can have on individuals, captivating their attention and pushing the boundaries of human endurance. It stands as a testament to the enduring fascination with chess and the mysteries that can arise from the pursuit of such timeless and strategic games. I would agree with that. I'm not a huge fan of chess. I have learned how to play a couple of times and I always forget. But people get so into it and it's very strategic. And I don't know how in the world they never got an end to the game. That's wild. I'm assuming they would like go through their lives like normal and then like play a little bit, come back to it and all that. But that's crazy to me. Just playing a match of chess for the rest of your life. Sounds fun. All right, and on to the next one. The death of jockey Frank Hayes in 1923 is indeed a bizarre and unusual story. On June 4th at Belmont Park in New York, Hayes was riding a horse named Sweet Kiss in a steeplechase race. Tragically, during the race, Hayes suffered a heart attack and passed away, but his body remained in the saddle. Despite being deceased, Hayes' body managed to stay upright and maintain its position on the horse. As fate would have it, Sweet Kiss continued to run and cleared every hurdle, ultimately crossing the finish line with Hayes still in the saddle. The unexpected turn of events led to an astonishing victory for Hayes, making him the first and only jockey to win a race post-mortem. Race officials and spectators only became aware of Hayes' condition after Sweet Kiss had completed the race. The shocking discovery of a deceased jockey claiming victory left everyone in disbelief. It remains one of the most extraordinary and unique occurrences in horse racing history. The story of Frank Hayes serves as a testament to the incredible bond between jockey and horse. While his victory is unusual, it highlights the determination and skill of both horse and rider, even in the face of tragic circumstances. This is just wild to me. Like, you're strapped in pretty tight, I'm assuming, and your feet are in the stirrups. But once you go limp and you pass away, like you're not holding yourself up anymore. I don't know how people didn't notice. I get how the horse just kept going cuz it's trained to keep going, but it's just freaking wild that he won dead. So, good for him wherever he is. He won the race. Moving on to the last strange and bizarre death. This one my mom actually sent me recently, and she was like, podcast idea. And I was like, yes, I have the perfect episode for this because I had already typed all this other stuff up. And I was like, this is perfect. In a small town in Ecuador, a remarkable and baffling incident occurred that left the community in shock. Bella Montoya, a 76-year-old woman, was declared dead by a doctor at a local hospital in Babahoyo. Her family and friends mourned her passing and prepared for her funeral, unaware of the astonishing twist that was about to unfold. As mourners gathered at her wake, paying their final respects to Bella, they were startled by a mysterious knocking sound emanating from her coffin. Imagine their disbelief and astonishment when they discovered that Bella was in fact alive. Without hesitation, they swiftly rushed her back to the same hospital, hoping for a miraculous turn of events. Bella's condition remained critical, and she was placed in intensive care under constant watch by the hospital staff. Tragically, after 7 challenging days, the Ecuadorian Health Ministry confirmed her passing. The cause of her demise was revealed to be an ischemic stroke, a cruel twist of fate that shattered the hopes of her loved ones. Bella's son, Gilbert Barbera, expressed his profound grief. His mother's final departure has forever altered his life. The community, too, was left in a state of disbelief and sorrow, grappling with the shocking turn of events. Investigations into Bella Montoya's case were promptly initiated by a commission of experts assembled by the Ecuadorian Health Ministry. Their aim was to uncover the truth behind this extraordinary occurrence and gain a better understanding of the circumstances that led to Bella being mistakenly declared dead. This incident brings to mind other extraordinary cases where individuals have seemingly come back to life after being officially pronounced deceased. It serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility and unpredictability of life, leaving us pondering the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. So, yeah, that is the last bizarre death that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this kind of different, interesting episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. I am really down to make changes, try different things. Obviously, we're going to be posting less often, which kind of sucks, but hopefully, we'll be able to get back full force for you guys. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, if you know of any cases that you'd like me to cover coming up, I am working on a few. I recently found out about, what's his name? Dennis Nielsen. And I had no idea that he existed. But pretty much if you don't know him, just like I didn't, he is a British version or England. He's from Scotland, but everything happened in UK. Pretty much the equivalent of our Jeffrey Dahmer. So the guy's really sick. He didn't get caught for a really long time, and pretty much a really sick and twisted individual. But I just couldn't believe that I had never heard about him before. So right now I'm diving into that. I'm like really interested in it. I've already watched, there's a Netflix documentary about it, which is really interesting. They did a really amazing job about that. So if you want to check that out and you find it interesting and you want to hear me and Kristen do a case on it in the next few weeks, let us know. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know it's a little bit different of a setup. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any cases that you want us to go through or research and cover. But yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you're listening, go ahead and subscribe or give us like a rating on there if you'd like to. Or if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate all of your support and we just can't wait to keep growing this podcast. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Weird and Wicked podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe and follow so you don't miss the next episode. Yeah, that's a good boy. Hi, Bubble. Come here, little bean. Say hello. Hi. Say hello. Do you want to sit with me? Yeah. You can sit with me. How's that? Oh, what a good boy. I'm going to have to take a picture.